Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be making sort of a tutorial thing. Well, I'm going to be showing you guys a vampire deck I made in the blueprints in case you want to make it yourself. So this video is intended for parents or kids who are either just getting into Magic or returning players. And this is a pretty simple to make $36.59 deck, of course excluding mana and that cost. So $36 for a highly well, I wouldn't say highly, but fairly competitive and simple, easy, and fun deck to play. So where do I begin? Well, first, you're going to want a playset of Child of Night. Child of Night is a 2/1 with lifelink. Now, I can't begin to explain how crucial this card is to the deck. Not only is it lifelink, but it's a 2-drop for a 2/1. So that means turn 2, you can have a 2/1 with lifelink. It is an incredibly powerful card. Next, you have Pulse Tracker. Pulse Tracker is another powerful and very important card to this deck. It's a 1-drop that whenever it attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. So that's if they can't block first turn, which they probably can't, that's going to be 2 damage at them. So that is a very nice and, like I said, a very important card to this deck. Next two are very similar. They're the exact same thing, except they're 1/2s instead of 1/1s. Vicious Conquistador. Next, we have a card that I just like simply because of the art. Chosen of Markov. Now, the reason I love this one, again, is because the art. I mean, no other Magic card even comes close to that. Look at that beautiful art there. That is such awesome art. I mean, look at that. Nothing even comes close. That's such nice art. Next, you have the 2-drops, which consist of lots of Gifted Aetherborns. Gifted Aetherborn is a 2-drop with Death Touch and lifelink. These are important to the deck simply because they're 2/3s with Death Touch and lifelink for 2 mana. That's a lot of value you're getting from only 2 mana. Nothing comes close in this deck. This is probably the most powerful card in the deck. Then, of course, you have cards like Commended, which gives all vampires +1/+1 when you discard a card. Another important card, especially in a vampire deck. Next, you have... Sorry, need to find it. Macabre Waltz. This is very important in cases such as, say you had a Drana and you just so happened to get a little bit bold, you know, a little cocky, swung with it, and it got killed, right? Well, slap this down for 2 mana and you get her and 1 other creature back. That's really great value. Next, you have Diabolical Tutor. This is good because it lets you tutor for other cards, and that itself is just powerful, but especially in certain situations. Say you had, I don't know, a Drana. And you were going to activate her ability, but, you know, you just don't quite have what you need. You know, you have the mana, but she just needs a little bit more, you know, to take out that one creature or to swing them for game. Then you can tutor for Captivating Vampire. All other vampires get +1/+1. Then you have the actual combos in the deck, such as whenever this taps, you gain 1 life, and Vampiric Rites, sacrifice a creature, draw a card, gain a life. And those two interact with the assassin, because whenever you gain life, he gets Death Touch. So what you want to be doing is gaining life off of this, giving him Death Touch, and basically just, you know, making it so that the enemy pretty much has to take that or lose a creature. Then you have Elms of the Vein, which your opponent loses through life and you gain 3. And you also have Traitor. Traitor is good because whenever an opponent's creature would die, which also goes well with the assassin because he has Death Touch, put a 2/2 black zombie onto the battlefield and sacrifice another vampire zombie and put 2 1/1 counters on him. That is really good no matter what place you are at that exact moment. Then you have Bishop of the Bloodstained. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to the amount of vampires you control. So again, that can sometimes work with him, and especially Diabolical Tutor. Then you have Champion of Dusk. Champion of Dusk is a very interesting card. When it enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and lose X life, where it's the amount of vampires you control. Now that is really important because all the other life gain cards are going to cancel out the amount of damage that's doing. So basically, you just get to draw a bunch of cards. Then you have one of my favorite cards, Vampire Nighthawk. Nighthawk is just a stupid card that should not exist, period. It is beyond me why it exists. It is a 3 mana for a flying Death Touch lifelink, and it's a 2/3. No, that shouldn't be a thing. And then you have Sanctum Seeker, which whenever a vampire you control attacks, opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Bloodsucker. That one, you pretty much just get 1/1 counters, nothing too special about him. He has Menace, and whenever he enters the battlefield, vampires you control get +1/+1 in Menace until end of turn. So he's a late game. Again, he works well with Diabolical Tutor, because if you have a bunch of vampires and you draw into Diabolical Tutor, you can just slap him down and get a lot of extra +1/+1s in damage in. Then you have this baby. So you have to sacrifice 3 creatures to transform her, but once you do, she becomes an absolute beast. She is a 6/5 with flying, and when it comes into the battlefield, all your opponents sacrifice 3 creatures. That is insane. Then you have, I'm not even going to try that one, Vampire Rogue. As long as an opponent has 10 or less life, it gets +2/+1 and has Intimidate, which again, as you see, there's a lot of cards that means that your opponent will be losing a lot of life, such as Seeker. So that is very nice. Then you have Drana's Chosen. She only works with allies, which come very few in the deck that I made. But she's a 2/2, so she's already pretty good. And the only reason I put her in is because I have about 3 to 4 allies. So if you get another one, you can just get zombies. Then you have one of the best ones, Vampire Necrosis. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Play with the top card of your library revealed. As long as it's black, vampires and that card get +2/+1 and have flying. So obviously that's just insane. Then you have Dead Weight, which is just a 2/2 for 1 mana. -2/-2, sorry. And then one of my favorites, Stab Wound. 3 mana to give target creature -2/-2. And at the beginning of the enchanted creature's controller's upkeep, they lose 2 life. That is the vampire deck. So yeah, mind you, this is only $36. So it's pretty nice. I spent quite a while coming up with it, and this is going to hopefully be helpful for a lot of new and returning players. I hope you enjoyed, and the list of cards you need to make this will be in the description below if you want to make it, and have a great day.